Everybody, this is Three Beats Later. Three
Yeah.
Beats Later. This is your favorite music making, beat making podcast. We get together every Monday night at 9:30 p.m., sometimes 9:41 p.m. Eastern, and we kick it. We listen to music. Usually, there is some sort of beat making challenge, and we share our latest creations. And sometimes we just have amazing people on as guests, like we do tonight. So we have some special guests. I'm gonna introduce them really quick. We're joined by none other than Omega Sparks and Swats, the super duo writing and creating combo based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually got introduced to Omega Sparks through a music library and noticed that he had a lot going on, tons of crazy credits. So we wanted to bring him on because he is really deep in music game. Also, as that kind of crosses over into the world of gaming and music on video games and comic books, and that that's right up our alley because from time to time we tend to nerd out on Three Beats Later and talk about all of the above. So without further ado, here is Omega Sparks and Swats. What's up? What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on? Thank y'all for having us 3BL, and we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, man.
Very happy
Yeah.
to be here.
What's going on?
And we got a big 3BL crew tonight. Grim is here, Q is here, Piso is here. So yeah, we're gonna ask you questions from all different angles here. So I wanted to kind of kick it off and kind of get started. I'm gonna start with Omega. I'm curious if you could just kind of like break it down for me, give me a bio of how you got into music. That whole thing when you wanted to be a rapper, an MC, and kind of kick it off.
Well, it was a twinkle in my dad's eye, and I'm just kidding. In the beginning, fell in love with hip hop basically all my life. Picked up the mic when I was 16, and was doing a bunch of talent shows and community events, and went to college and couldn't get the bug off me. Got out of college, couldn't get the bug off me. Got in my 40s, couldn't get the bug off me. So past 11 years, I got into the video game space and started writing for Evo Championship Series, the largest fighting game tournament in North America. And I was doing sync back in the day, and I didn't even know what sync licensing was. And worked with Evo for a couple years. That led to working with Mick Gordon and the in Xbox Microsoft with the Killer Instinct reboot that was on Xbox One. I wrote the theme song for TJ Combo. All the while, Swats is my brother for life. We met in college, and we fell in love with. We found out we had equal passions when it came to comic books and video games. And he's the first brother that had a Dreamcast in college, and I would come over to challenge him. We used to play King of Fighters and stuff, but we just took our adolescence, our innocence and love for video games and comic books, and started making music about it. And we got some over the years, past 10 years, we done got some big placements in games and stuff. So
that's amazing. Swats, what about you? I mean, I don't know enough. I know you help with writing, and especially on the comic book too. I saw you credited as a writer too. Can you give us a background, your bio, and how you got into music and all of the above? And a Dreamcast, really? A Dreamcast?
Oh yeah, Dreamcast was fire. Still one of the best systems out there, in my opinion. Now, I've been dabbling in and making music most of my life. My mom, back when she was in her 20s, she had like a doo-wop group. So like I was always very close to like harmonies and things like that. Growing up singing with them, always familiar with that kind of music in that realm. Then growing up in the 80s, big on hip hop, big on rock. Dabbling in stuff growing up through middle school and high school, just getting into EDM, messing around on the keyboard, finding those harmonies. And, when I started making music, it was mainly for myself, you know what I'm saying? And I would even let Sparks hear some of my earlier stuff as a DJ and just like mixing and combining and meshing things together. And that kind of built the, made the bug for me, and it just kind of built it and kept it growing stronger. But I found that that's what I enjoy doing taking pieces and putting them together where it's whether it's vocals, harmonies, different pieces of a sound, art, music. I like combining things together and making them better. So I'd say about 2014, 2015, I started writing my own stuff, but then Sparks and I decided to team up. And like he said, write about these things that we had this mutual love for. And so wrote this song called Hard Edge, which was based off of my favorite video game character, Rock Howard, from this company called SNK. Wrote that song. Sparks was like, man, I really like this joint. I'm working on my second album. You want to be a group? We can do this. We can make this official. I want this on the album. So I was like, well, let's do it. So we've been going hard since 2015, knocking stuff out together, doing things separately, supporting each other, and really just making some strong waves in this industry, whether it's, for the fans, for games, for television, for whatever, just finding our way through it and filling gaps where either nothing's happening or where something can happen a little better, or just kind of following our hearts, man,
That's amazing. A little yin and yang, you know what I mean? Filling in those gaps. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think I saw Omega post something. Were you guys performing together recently, or was that? I think I saw.
Yeah, that was last year. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a beautiful arts community out here, and we're like the hometown legends. Pop up, rock a show. Like some of my influences back in the day, big Busta Rhymes fan. When I got to college, like Linkin Park, POD, like that, the new metal, rock. And so I've been in a couple rock bands. Me and Swats, we team up with local musicians and form a rap rock band at times, and just I just love the live musicians, like rocking out with them, rocking out with my boy Swats, and it's just fun. It's fun. Like no managers, no publicists, just learning, wearing multiple hats when it's time to release a song. Learning, like Swats said, learning how to do things better, more efficient. And the great thing about it is when you start doing it right, all them royalties, all those, the writer shares and the publishing rights, all that money goes to you and your small team. And so it's just been a few, merry men. We've been going in and making our impact, on the music industry.
So that's kind of I'm just gonna kind of add on to that. So in my experience, I've been playing. So first off, I'm a guitar player. Kind of grew up playing guitar my whole life, and that whole thing. And it's funny because when I got into beat making, in my early 20s, that's when I met P. And for a short period of time, I was trying to get P on beats of mine and stuff like that. But we also had like a live band that was like play live hip hop, and then we would kind of rock some shows with P too. So yeah, nothing like that for sure. Yeah. But you mentioned, once you start doing it right in terms of, collecting royalties and stuff like that, you could really start to see that money come in.
Yeah.
When do you think you started learning more about that side of the business? Because for me, I played music in bands forever. And not until like really honestly the last 5 years have I really been educated on the business side of music in the right way. Which I think is like what I see in a lot of my friends who are musicians do is just kind of not really that solid foundation of understanding all that good stuff.
So for me personally, low key, I've been doing music coaching for over 10 years now. And, as soon as I level up with some knowledge, I like to share it so we can grow as a community. We leave a lot of money on the table because we don't simply register our music. We don't register our names. We don't jump on in the States, BMI or ASCAP, or if you're invited, CSEC. We don't do that. And then we realized that the BMI and the ASCAP, that's just one royalty. There's like 9 other royalties out there for you to claim. And so I was in a pregnant moment. I had just worked with Microsoft. They paid me lots and lots of money. I wrote the theme song for one of their, key characters, which was also ushering in the season 2 DLC of all. It was a lot of hype because back in the day, like 10 years ago, Killer Instinct just celebrated their 10-year anniversary from Xbox One late last year. You know, that was at the time that game was free for people. You know, they could have the base version of the game for free. So a lot of people was playing this game, and I wrote a really dope theme song, and millions of people was playing it. The soundtrack debuted the same weekend that Compton Most Wanted by Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is #1. The soundtrack was number 98 on iTunes. Like, it was crazy like that. We beat out Taylor Swift for a day, you know.
Power,
so I was in a pregnant moment. So I was like, man, there's so much stuff I don't have right. And so I just focused, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this one song and I'm gonna do everything right. I'm gonna get caught up on my royalties. I'm make sure that my publishing rights. I'm gonna make sure every iteration of this song, whether it lands on a soundtrack, a DVD, you know, when the game comes back around for a new edition, I'm gonna find out what percentage of that song belongs to me in every iteration of it, and I'm just gonna focus. And it's like Microsoft paid me thousands of dollars. But from me just focusing and making sure I claim all my royalties for that song, I ended up over the long stretch of time through royalties and publishing rights 3 times as much as what Microsoft paid me initially to create it. And so we lead, and I would have never had that money, that wealth, if you know I didn't focus. You know, so that's what got me serious. Like, okay. You gotta get serious. You're gonna lose a lot of money. You're gonna lose a lot of
power,
money.
Please.
Usually we have drops. One of them is power, and I'll go
power.
There we go.
Power.
He's gonna do live drops tonight.
Power. Remix. Yeah. So
that's dope, and that's a kind of a unfortunately a common story I'm hearing. Not only from artists just not doing that side of it, not registering their things, their work and all that good stuff, but also in the world of sync too. I kind of hear that transition, right? Someone kind of come into the world and then them having to like realize, oh, I need to get all this shit in order, or else no one's gonna take me seriously, you know. That's super dope. Was there for that opportunity with Microsoft, was there like a third party that helped kind of like bring that opportunity forward, like a music licensing company or publishing company?
Well, Mick Gordon, he was the composer for the whole soundtrack, and
well, let him know how he even heard you on that. That's a whole story in itself.
Right. It was my second year doing Evo, writing the hype song for their top 8 ceremonies. So my song would play, and then the top 8 would rock, like on Sundays and stuff. Of that tournament. So he was actually looking for a rapper for the TJ Combo theme song. And he just happened to be watching Evo when my hype song for Evo played, and got in touch with Seth Musey, which was the guy over the video working for Evo. We connected on Twitter, phone call, became an audition. Audition became, you know, what it is today. And I mean, that song is 10 years old and people still like rocking with that song. And so I'm grateful. That was my little 15 minutes of fame, you know? And so I was like, I got to make sure I do everything right. This is my moment here. And so, but yeah, so started out being a part of the esports community, which led to my first big sync placement in a video game.
That's dope. Well, let's let the watchers listen to some music, and I know that you wanted to share something with everybody watching. I don't know if you want to introduce this track. It's called United. Can you give us some background and how this track came to be and what we're about to listen to?
So a lot of times, Swats, you can take over for me, but a lot of times we're living the life here. You know, it's like we get a chance to work on the corporate side, you know, with video games, with television companies and stuff like that. But we also get to jump back into the culture and do some, you know, nerdcore stuff. So there's a subgenre of hip hop called nerdcore, where you just find your favorite comic book character, favorite video game character, make a dope song about it, and you just excite all the nerds out there. And so Spider-Man 2, you know, me and Swatch, we've been looking forward to that game. And so we teamed up, you know, with my boy Alex V that did the production on it, and Nerd Out. Shout out to my boy Nim Raps from Nerd Out, and we just linked up and just made something for the culture.
Amazing. All right. So here we go. Let me go share this track. I'm going to play a good portion of it so we can listen to a bunch of this. Let me just make sure my audio.
Get to that third verse.
Is that you? You're on the third verse?
I'm on the third. I know. I'm shameless plug. But yeah.
All right. Well,
he said, don't just play the first verse like they always do on the mixtapes.
But it's a hot first verse.
It's a hot first verse. If you need to cut out some of that first verse, you can. Chop it down.
All right, we're gonna listen to the whole track then. All right, here we go. 1 second. Let me know if you can hear the audio too.
Hold up. What's up? Better brush up. Peter, we got a man down like a rough top. Cut a hard knock, fed them and then it fade out. Got them all shot. You not looking pretty, glide over my city while not feeling sorry, bro. You ain't even affecting my cardio. Dale, I did it for Brooklyn barrio. See me starting a war when I take up my sword and go to teleport. Never lace up my Jordans. I'm more than a horde of spider symbiotes inside of like 99 volts. I might just like a fortified with something more than lightning. You like swag, but that's sort of my thing. See, venom biting, venom trash. In the fighting, venom blast. You ain't right for this match.
We gon' put that on everything we love. Won't hold back. We are the best because we gonna step it up. We will not give up. You never bring. I'm saying it down as long as we stand and fight it. Together we are great. We'll bring it down. You cannot win if we stand united. Swinging from building to building, I'm looking for trouble, saving the civilians when I'm hanging from the ceiling. And the people cheering can hardly contain my adrenaline. This is my responsibility, speed and agility. Gotta let them know I'm here to win. See the web shooters surrounding the villains, I pull it tightly and I reel them in. I beat the odds because of Peter Parker, never see the title runner's principles. You read the articles, I'm beating all of you, including symbiotes and tentacles. You don't want it, but I really do. Destroy my home and I'm sending you back to jail and they'll send a shield. But if I catch you lacking, I'm into you. We're protecting ya, we gon' put that on everything we love. Won't hold back, we are the best because we gonna step it up. We will not give up. You never bring. I'm saying it down as long as we stand and fight it. Together we are great. We'll bring it down. You cannot win if we stand united. City is depending on us. We will never let you down. We will never let you down.
Spinning, flipping in your heart, let's take a tripping. Trigger gripping all the rage, scared to living. Reading out all of the darkness and your feeling. Turning this hero into a killer villain. Living my power, beating and seated. You learn some respect the town block and get the city of burns. No need for bad slingers, swinging, send me your death. Struggle with me or you're weak without me. I'm a better part of Peter Parker than the other spider when he's swinging awkward. His little swats can't handle this darkness. I know your anger, I know your pain. Every day and night I dance on your brain. It's hard to contain, but let me explain. All this venom in your veins.
We're protecting ya, we gon' put that on everything we love. Won't hold back, we are the best because we gonna step it up. We will not give up. You never bring. I'm saying it down as long as we stand and fight it. Together we are great. We'll bring it down. You cannot win if we stand united.
Woo! Damn.
Hey.
Fire. Fire.
Premier. Power. Doing all the shots.
Yeah.
The
First off, wait. Every verse was pretty fire right there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And who's doing the hook?
Nim Raps.
That was Nim.
Nim Raps from Nerd
so
Out.
the second guy on the second verse, he sang the hook as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent job, guys.
Thank you so much.
And you produced the beat?
No, my boy Alex V. Yeah. So we got a small little production.
I see. Y'all got a
like
collective. Y'all got the
go-getters.
Avengers for real.
Right.
Feeling like that.
How many people are on the team right now? You got producers in the background. Who else you got in the background? Other writers in the background?
So I'd say it's kind of like it's almost like an amoeba, right?
Yeah.
You get a team based on the situation. So
Right.
we have a handful of people that we work with. So it's about 3 different producers that we are our go-tos.
Mhm.
We need a quick hitter, we need a super crazy dope beat, or we need something that's very technical. And then, we'll of course bring what we bring to the table. And then we have some vocalists or some otder people that nerd out that we'll work with, etc. So it's an amoeba, we address the situation accordingly.
That's amazing. So we're going to kick it over and talk a little bit about comic books. I'm eager to talk a little bit about this. How did you get into the world of comic books?
Swats?
Hey, I'd say we were born into it. I mean, funny thing about Sparks and I, we were both from the Charlotte area, but we didn't meet each other until college. But we brought this wealth of stuff that we did, like hanging out in the same spots, going to the same arcades, going to the same comic shops on the same weekends. You know what I'm saying? So like we grew up around this stuff. Comics in the 90s, in my opinion, was like it was just the epitome of where comic books were, like that's right. Heroes felt like heroes, like everything was big and yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an amazing time to be alive and an amazing time to grow up in it. What you got right there? Let me see.
I might have to just
Is that Peas comic?
Put your hand up behind it.
That's a little
ooh.
Kimmy Cosmic.
Kimmy Cosmic.
He's showing off my book. Yeah.
Look at it. I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
So just had to do it real quick.
Yeah. I love it. Love the plug. It's beautiful. Can't wait to talk more about it. But yeah, so we brought this love with us, and the funny thing about this comic that we are building together, it came from our adventures as artists and musicians. Sparks began this piece with the Game Breakers Volume 1. You know what I mean? I came around about 2014, 2015, Game Breakers Volume 2. Now we have both of us on the cover, as caricatures of ourselves, and then it comes around to Game Breakers Volume 3, an evolution of those two caricatures. And Sparks, one day he was like, bro, we could make a comic book out of this, because the characters were so, first off, the art was crazy, and then the characters, it was me with a lightning motif on the mic and Sparks with the flame motif, and we're standing there like super heroic. Then we started brainstorming, after that, and we built this whole world, and it was like, all right, we got to do something with this. We got to do something with this. So, Sparks, you can tell them a little bit more about how we went forward from there.
Yeah. So we actually got a really awesome illustrator to do our album cover for Game Breakers Volume 3, and I was just looking at our album cover from our third album. I was like, man, it's just something. It's something here. You know how you got an inkling about something, but you don't really know. Like, man, it's something here. And I was like, let's create this world. And I used to dream a lot. I graduated from a dreamer to a schemer. It's like, why not us? Why not us? That's kind of my thinking a lot of times. Just going for stuff, creating stuff, and I'm glad we took. So the guy that did our variant cover actually did our Volume 3 cover, and he just I wish I had a copy of Volume 3 to show you, but his excellence just kind of just sparked that in me. Like, man, I think we can do a comic book, and so these characters, they're now, we get to see issue 1. We're in production on issue 2 now. My character right there, he's jovial. He's like a gentle giant, but it's so, the premise of MCs is basically like, it's not corny, like somebody got to say a rhyme in order to throw a fireball or something. It's basically these microphones. They look like microphones, but they're devices. There's a bunch of basically super-powered kids running around, but they can't tap into their force, into their powers, unless this voice activated. And so this microphone is actually a high-tech device that allows them to control their powers. And there's a bunch of elemental affinities in the world. One cancels out the other one, or one is more dominant over the other one. And so it's kind of like a cross between Dragon Ball Z and Mon, because it's like the kids are battling in like the Coliseum tournament status. And this is my character. It's my first time in a tournament. Swats is like legendary. He's like a young savant, you know, and so we actually don't get along when we first meet each other, but circumstances kind of bring us together as far as we're friends, and the world is gonna really open up. Starting with issue 2 and beyond.
That's dope. I saw the Kickstarter too to get things off the ground.
Great experience.
Can you tell us about just the I guess like that process? You're like, wait, I think I got something here. We got some dope art from an album cover,
right? And
then what happened? Like you start building this whole world, right?
So I built this whole world, and when we got a lot of knowledge from comic book developers that's done this a while, that's done Kickstarters, that have multiple comic book series under their belts. And we basically just gleaned knowledge before we just jumped out there. And so, Charlie from Spider Squirrel series, he gave us a lot of love, gave us a lot of knowledge. And the whole process of doing your first Kickstarter is fun. Like what people don't realize is all the Kickstarter, unless somebody purposely takes them down, all the Kickstarters from yesteryears, the ones that failed, the ones that had massive success, those are still live. Those are still active where you can see, you can pick what worked and what didn't work for these guys over here. And so we got a chance to just really dive in and craft our own Kickstarter for our fans and family. And it was a fun experience. It was fun when the money started rolling in, and then it stopped for a while. And you're like, oh gosh, okay, we tapped out, and then you get another rush. The last week of it, it's fun. We're definitely gonna do it again.
Yeah, there's to piggyback on a little bit of that, man. Like this venture and adventure in itself is kind of like our music experience, right? Like starting and figuring things out, not having a manager, not having somebody up here telling you what to do. So you have to get real creative. The Kickstarter piece, real creative, thinking outside the box. But it wasn't Kickstarter alone that helped us out a whole lot. But also, we went on the grant run. Yep. We went chasing after grants. So big, huge shout out to the Arts and Science Council for helping us out with that. So we got a grant to help us support this as well, to help us with distribution and creating, inking, and all that stuff for this comic book, and to keep it going in the future. Because like this stuff, as y'all know, making a comic book, it ain't cheap. It is not cheap. So like it takes a lot of money to get this thing up and running. So if you're doing this kind of stuff, think outside the box, find some things and make them work, and stick to them and keep pushing. And you might find some gold at the end of it,
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is having the courage to just step out and do something. I really feel like life is like a RPG game. Think about every RPG game that's ever come out. If the main hero never leaves their town or leaves their city and go on a grand adventure, there's so many people that wouldn't find their calling and their mark on society and stuff like that. And so, I hope you don't mind, Swats. Swats was instrumental in getting us our first 2 scholarship grants for the comic book. And just the way he navigates in circles. Now he was presented an opportunity to be on an arts council in his city. He lives right outside of Charlotte in a neighboring city, and now he's in a government position on the arts council because he started this venture in creating his first comic book. And I'm like, it's crazy how one thing leads to the next, even with like doing Evo, and then that leading to working with Microsoft. It's like you don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. And it's and so I just say that to encourage people. If you got a dream, like go for it. You don't know how deep it is. You don't know who's waiting to activate just by seeing your creativity.
Wow. We gotta clip that out right there. That's nice, man. And I'm gonna leave the lane open for P, man. P had a Kickstarter. You know, he launched a couple of his graphic novels with that. Tell us. Oh, you're muted, and he's muted. That's why we can't hear anything from P. Headphone change.
Hello?
There we go.
There we go.
While he's getting his headphones situated, I'll just give you a snapshot, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you guys on, just to really just make a connection too, is because P is kind of deep in the graphic novel game. So yeah, you see his stuff on earthtoneking.com.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, he has a bunch of graphic novels out. So
Can y'all hear me?
yeah, we got you now.
Yep. We can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I want to shout out both of you brothers for being on the show. Definitely inspired by your journey, your words, and what you've done. I feel like there's so much movement, so much energy in this space right now, and it's just very gratifying to see other artists, other creatives exist in this Venn diagram, which is comic books and music, and the crossover between them. So definitely very inspiring to see you guys doing your thing. I feel like there's probably some other people who I've worked with and I've seen that you guys probably have worked with, specifically when it comes to the music and the video game thing. I'm sure you guys probably know Mega Ran.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big shouts to him.
Big shout out.
You know, we have I did a joint with Mega. We ran a couple years ago, so definitely dope, brother. But the way he's moved in the video game space, and the way that I see how you guys have these records with Evo and everything, that's just like such a crazy lane, and so dope that that you guys are doing that. Have you guys performed at BlurredCon before, by any chance?
Not yet.
Okay. Because
it has been brought up.
We met them. Yeah. We met them at MagFest about a year or so ago.
Okay, that's what's up. Because I could holler at me, because I know the guy who puts the your whole perfect for that space for sure. Awesome. But going into the whole comic book thing, she just showed you my website about a year and a half ago. I first Kickstarter, just like you said, didn't know what I was doing. From the environment, looked at other Kickstarters, watched videos, read articles, did everything I could do to absorb as much information as possible. My best foot forward, and it was a success. And we've been doing the comic books for about a year. Now I'm actually about to launch my second one soon. Actually, you know what, Cheeky, if you don't mind throwing that up real quick, since we're shamelessly plugging.
Yeah,
I'll just shamelessly plug along.
Let's do it.
If you go to Kickstarter, just go to Kickstarter and search for Kimmy Cosmic. So Kimmy Cosmic is my space cowboy graphic novel. She's a space cowboy who has to unravel the mystery of her half-human heritage to prevent the evil corporation from enslaving her people. So that is like a 140-page graphic novel. We have the next few issues out. But actually, if you go to so that's the first Kickstarter I did. But if you go up to the top, Cheeky, and just hit the search.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Or actually, can
I just do this? We're about to see how good I am with HTML right now. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Wait, what did you just do?
I just went to something that isn't right.
No, it's all good. If you go to search,
type in Kimmy Cosmic.
I see what you did. You went to backed or about. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to there we go. That's it. So that's the new campaign that we're about to run. So awesome. If anybody wants to follow that, we haven't launched it yet. I'm just collecting followers now. Just hit that notify me at launch button. So when we launch, you guys people know about it. But anyway, this is this is about you guys and your movement right now. I just wanted to show that, just because I totally understand the journey of the Kickstarter and launching your own comic, everything for the first time, the artists and figuring all that out. So the fact that you guys are able to do that is impressive on a level that most people don't even understand. So I'm just letting you know that I get it, because you guys really finished the book. That was my mantra. When I first started out, was finish the book. And it's kind of like the same thing with any creative project, whether it be an album, a song, whatever. It's like it doesn't exist until it's done. Right. You know, until then it's just like your idea. And once it's complete, then we can do something with it, right? So you men are executors, and the fact that you're executing at this level in the creative space with music and comics, it's no easy feat. So props to y'all for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It seems like you have like a whole universe there too, you know, especially if it's you know, kind of, it has that, it makes me feel like collecting cards could easily be the next step, you know what I mean? Especially if each MC has like a different power. Some powers are different than other powers.
Oh yeah,
power. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm over getting lost. I'm still reading.
Yeah.
Side note, I just gotta ask P real quick. What's up? Did you ever record a Scoundrels Life?
Did I ever what? Oh, record it? Oh yeah.
I mean,
no, I never did, but I should, right? He's referring to there's a song inside the Kimmy Cosmo thing. Yeah, I should record that, right? Yeah.
And I extend that to you guys too as well. Have you ever had the crossover between music and either it being a song that you already have and you put that into a book or vice versa?
Not yet.
There are a couple things. There are a couple things, right? So like we are working on a theme song for this whole deal, right? Like when we think about this comic book, going back to your initial comic, you know, we are thinking merch, we are thinking toys, we are thinking cards, we are, you know, like I'm building my own mics over here. You know what I mean? Clothes that
you can't just give us a 1 second view of that.
Right.
Yeah, I got to. That's it. Somebody can hit pause. But you know, it's like stuff that we're introducing in the comics. We're going to be doing a clothing line for that stuff, you know. But not just that, but a part of our Kickstarter was we will make a theme song for this whole series. So when we think about this series, we're already thinking ahead, like television. When I read the comic book, I'm thinking anime. I'm thinking such and such movies, etc. So we're already in the process of making like a theme song for this piece. Another piece of it and is like how music has kind of combined with comics. We're in the studio right now writing a theme song for our local comic book store, which was the first comic book store to have this book on their shelves. So shout out to Parker Banner, Kenton Wayne. We love you guys. You're awesome.
A good one. That is a good one. That's like if you were an MC, you give like a DJ a drop.
Exactly.
Yep. So it's a great move. It's a big move. You know, a part of that Kickstarter again is like getting mad creative. What kind of tiers do you do? What kind of things do you release? And Sparks, I'll let you speak more on this, but like we had a tier of we will make a song for you. Sparks?
Yeah. We'll make a song for you. And that was one of our top tiers. And it's just so exciting because there's a couple ideas that didn't get off the chopping block that we're gonna implement.
The ones that I'm having right now, like, whoa, that could go every direction with recorded music that you could take it.
That's right. That's
amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, you just itemizing your life. You know, what can you how can you itemize your life? And that definitely applies with with Kickstarter and stuff. And we had a very first. We're not aficionados in it. We're still students of this, and we're still soaking up information so we can have an even better Kickstarter between issue 2 and 3. But yeah, it was a great experience. The love was incredible. Parker Banner, Kitten Wayne, our local comic book. It's just surreal seeing your comic book side by side with Superman and outselling the X-Men for a week, at the local store. And like, oh, okay. Oh man, I'm going into the shop just taking pictures. Like, oh man, this is surreal right here. And so, yeah.
How does it feel when somebody asks you to sign your own comic?
That's crazy.
There's nothing like it. I'll take it back to another thing that was said, P. When you said when you're creating something and it doesn't feel real until it's done, with the comic book piece, and I'll bring it back to you. But like when it first got printed and you got that first copy in your hand, that feeling to me was just like, oh my god,
smell it.
Like
I wanted to taste it.
You know, right? I might have. I wasn't gonna say it, but it's okay. But there's really nothing like that. And then, you know, so we actually had our first book signing at Parker Banner Kent and Wayne recently. That feeling is incredible. Yeah. Setting it up, putting your stuff out on the table, inviting people to come out. They come out, you get your stuff signed, you greet, you know, it's really cool. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
That's what's up.
All right. So what are the I see a lot, you know, I was telling you guys before we went live, you guys got so much stuff going on. I have like, I don't even know where to start. What are some of the projects coming up? I want to share. Can I share this Overdrive video?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this was just too dope. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I'm gonna share it from your IG account really quick. There's a little snippet video. Let me get to it. I gotta find it now. Can you tell us a little bit about the Overdrive album?
Yeah. So my first solo album in 11 years. About 11 years. I wanted my first comeback solo album to have a theme to it. So Street Fighter 6 was dropping last year. So I'm like, I'm gonna drop my album the same week as Street Fighter 6 comes out. I'm gonna get producers that worked on Street Fighter 4 and 5 to make tracks for me for Overdrive. I'm gonna make it a love letter to the Street Fighter franchise. That's the theme of Overdrive. Shit. And so we actually use some AI technology where, you know, just like motion capturing with with video game with actors. We did that for one of our music videos, and the tech company that we used for the music video actually shared our behind the scenes video on their website, on their big website, in front of like 70,000 of their people on their network on social media and stuff. And they're celebrating us this week. And so yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see. I'm not sure if this will work, but we're gonna try it out. Here we go.
Battles mine, I train and grind over the road, travel the globe and face my foes. Overcame the dark, the gold that marked my soul. Unlock the cold, hard of gold, my spark is bold. Electric synergy, send it to any enemy. Discover what's in me, meditating this energy. In the heat of the fight, I found my identity. Battles mine.
Yeah.
What? Hold up. Do that again. Run that back.
All right, we're gonna run it back.
No way.
I'm gonna follow you.
Over the road, travel the globe and face my foes.
All right, pause. So that part right there, what was that? Were you guys in that room like that? What was I seeing?
Yeah. So that's a studio that we rented out, and with the AI technology, it takes your movement and everything. And then shout out to my boy Andre. He actually made the top image. He made a music video, so that's my motion.
And the B-roll is on the bottom.
Right.
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. So the company Move.ai, they shouted us out and using us as like, look at these cats, look what they're doing with our tech type stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So did they help you with the whole thing? Because I saw a behind the scenes video where there's a dude that showed up with like, he had phones all over the room.
Yeah, that's Andre. That's okay. Andre.
Okay. Yeah. He's at the Move.ai company.
No, that's just our little homie right there. He actually made a couple tracks on my Overdrive album, and he's worked with me and Swats before.
Nice.
But outside of the music, it's like he's like a young savant. He teach and do like presentations at universities and stuff. Like, he's a real like techie guy, and he's really into like AI, motion capturing, video. He creates video games as well, and I kind of just let him loose on the Overdrive project. Like, okay, just run wild, you know. And so yeah,
that's dope.
That's fire, boy. That's fire.
Wow. Well, all right. Well, now we could get into the random section of the show, unless you guys got something something else you want to talk about. Usually around this time, after we get through about 40 minutes, everyone goes off subject and off script.
Well, look, before you start, you can't just go, act like you don't have a GoFundMe going as well. Come on.
We will. We'll share that on another episode. But yes,
shout out to Q Rock 639, the unofficial 3rd, 4th, 5th. I don't know how many members of Launica there is. I'm the marketing guy, the non-exclusive marketing guy. You heard that, fellas? He was gonna not
mention it.
So what's funny? My experience with Kickstarter was weird, man. We had so I'm in a band. We do we kind of mix like all different styles of music together, and we're trying to do this mini tour. And the band did it last year, but I couldn't go because my second son was coming to Earth. So so I had to, I couldn't make it. My wife
had an arrival.
Yeah, had an arrival.
Right.
So this year we're going to do this little mini tour again, and just the expenses to get, because it's going to be in Florida, and there's going to be like 2 or 3 or 4 shows or something like that. And now like the expenses were crazy. So like this year we were going to do a Kickstarter to fund the trip down there, and Kickstarter, we like filled everything out. We did it all the right way. They were like, nah, they didn't. And now I didn't set it up, so maybe somebody did something wrong. So then we like right at the last second, we're like, okay, GoFundMe. So then we opened up a GoFundMe just to do a straight help fund the mini tour that's going on.
Okay.
But so it was weird. We had a kind of like a weird thing because it was just for fundraising a tour, and then potential if we reach a stretch goal, we were going to do something with that money to do an album and stuff like that. So we had like all the tiers picked out because we have all this old merch that we're trying to get rid of, and albums and stuff like that. So I had a weird, I don't have this Kickstarter success story, but I'm about to have a GoFundMe success story.
There you go.
There we go.
Thanks to you for letting people know. Exactly.
Please share those links with us so we can support. We're all about this community, man. It's I thank y'all so much for shining a light on stuff we got going on, but we're just we're just part of the community. It's when you get ego out the way, you can do some amazing things with some amazing people. And so me and Swats, we just keep our heads down, eyes focused, and we just like to execute. But yeah.
So what's next in the sync space? I see.
Yeah, any more collabs with AEW? I see our wrestling fans over there too.
Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can't.
Oh, what?
Look, we love AEW. Yeah. NDA.
Okay.
We love AEW. Okay. They're amazing. Those are our homies. I will talk about a couple things real quick. So like, along with the music and the artistry and all that, I'm also an actor. That's what I went to school for.
Okay.
So I've been pretty heavy into voice acting.
Nice.
This I'll drop it in the chat. I don't know if you guys can get to it, and you might not even be able to get to it because it's out of season.
Okay.
But this is something that I did, and it came out last Halloween season. Let me know if you can get to it. I'll explain it more.
Yeah. Okay, let me get it. I think I got it. You want me to play the video part of the product preview?
I'll talk you through it a little bit. So this was an audition I had several years ago. The audition was for, hey, pick a voice. There are 3 different characters. Pick a voice and do that voice, and then we'll get you with some other artists, and we'll layer them all together. Thinking outside the box, I was like, I'm gonna do all 3 voices. So I took my studio stuff, Magic Box right here. I did the voices all differently. I've got a range that's from heaven to hell. Take that how you like. Did that, sent the audition, got the job.
Wow.
And magically it became so I'm a toy. I'm a toy now. So this was a great piece on the side. I'll let you hit the video if you want.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we go. Hopefully the audio comes through. We're about to find out.
Scary toy.
Do you like toys? Maybe you'd like to play with one of us. Grown-ups say we're not safe to play with, so they locked us away in here. And we're not very happy about that. Who listens to grown-ups anyway?
Yeah.
That's okay. Come get us when you're ready.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yo, that's
dope.
crazy. And who did that music too?
So the music was from the studio who was hiring us to do the voice acting. So did that, laid that on top, and that was fun. But all that to say is there is more voice acting stuff hopefully coming this year. Can't mention it, but once it comes out, I'll let you guys know.
Man.
Interesting you say that after I asked the question I asked, so I'm just putting one together.
Yeah,
I'm looking for someone who needs a raspy, unattractive voice. That's what I could. That's my lane right there.
This guy.
Say unattractive.
That's where I could be like.
How I'm just like, wow, that's literally classic, bro. You have me out there.
Excellent. That's the goal. Thank you.
I need to find the voice acting opportunities too, because I got a Buffalonian like there's no needs that there's no jobs for that.
We can find a space, man.
Okay, let me know. Let me know if you hear anything.
A haunted door.
I could do a haunted door.
in the sing space this year, I'm personally doing 100-song challenge.
Okay.
Because Swats and I, we've had a lot of success in the sync space, on the video game side, TV side, with AEW and even did some work with WWE behind the scenes. Yeah. But it's like there are monsters out here that's making 6 figures in the sync space. And I'm right now I'm a student. Like I want to get that money, and I want to show other people how to get that money, and so me personally, like I'm connected. I got like 10 different production teams I'm a part of, and we just cranking out music. I'm on song 18. I'm going too hard. I'm trying not to burn out. I'm on song 18 of my 100-song challenge this year.
Wow.
And it's still trying to keep the same level of quality in vocal performance and production. And once the song gets out, okay, we're gonna shop it around the different sync companies. Okay, got picked up. All right. Well, hopefully, while we're cranking out more music, the songs we did last month or months prior, they're getting placed on, movies, video games, commercials, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to see what it's like to push and do 100 songs.
Yeah.
And,
where have you been finding? I mean, it sounds like you just like have been finding a lot of success in this space in general. But if you were to give, some recommendations for people getting started, because I consider myself like very much in the beginning stages of like learning everything. Like what type of advice would you give to like folks? Because I'm sitting on a lot of music. I feel like could be syncable. And then
what advice? What companies? You know what I mean?
The first thing I say is cut on the TV. If you have a desire to make sports related high energy music, okay, well then watch a wrestling show, watch an NFL broadcast, see what type of music behind every show, every commercial, every video game. There is a music supervisor and a music coordinator or music coordinators, and their job is to put the right songs with the right fight scene, the right segment between the game. Listen to the type of music that these music supervisors are actually selecting for their for their shows and for their games and for their commercials, and see what's trending, what's popping. And
Are you slowing down shows at the end of the movies and watching the credits and doing this scouring of music supervisors' names and going that far with it?
That you can also go on IMDb. Whenever a movie or is in post production, the last thing they do is select the music. So the first thing is, they doing the scenes with the actors, they're editing the actual movie. The last thing they do is the music. So you can actually get a sweet spot, go on IMDb, see what shows and stuff is in post production, find out who the music supervisor or music coordinator.
That's a gem. That's a good one.
Reach out to them. Keep in mind that everybody and their mama's reaching out to them. So, so when I used to say this to people that's trying to, I say, like, you can correlate this with DJs as well. What's the one thing that a DJ needs from a music artist? Because granted, DJs are getting swamped with, hey man, can you play my song? I got a new album. The one thing when you meet a DJ, you never ask them to play your song. You ask them, do you need a drop? What's going on, y'all? This is Omega Sparx. You're rocking with DJ Keep it locked in. That's the one thing. And so that's how, when I approach a DJ, I never talk about my music. Do you need a drop? Yeah, actually, I do. Can you say this for me? You know what I'm saying? And so I adapted that same mode of thinking when it comes to reaching out to music supervisors and music coordinators. Like, don't talk about the music. Like, without stalking them, find some way to be like, hey, I see that, especially if you live in the same city or something, like, and they're about to teach. A lot of these music supervisors, they teach on podcasts, they teach at conferences. You can actually meet these people in real life at conferences and stuff. And so go up, make a friend,
Yeah, it's about building relationships too, and earning trust. You don't always come to somebody saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. That is the quickest way to get turned away.
Yes.
Build a rapport, build a relationship.
Yeah.
Let them know that you are honestly interested in what they're doing. They'll do their research about you. If you've got hot stuff, that's great. If you're excellent at what you do, then they will do their research on you too. And that's when you get the best stuff. And there are two key words that people need to keep in mind when it comes to all this sync stuff. It's easy, clear, and it's one step.
Yes.
Easy, clear, and one step.
Yes.
You guys probably know it. Folks that are listening, easy, clear, and one stop. Easy, clear, because you want to make sure that all the stuff that you have, you own it. It's unique. You don't have to, they don't have to chase down who's got this or get permission for this. Easy, clear. One stop means if you're working with a whole bunch of people, they can just come to you to get whatever they need for the rest of the track. Know your metadata, have it ready, and go. Be ready.
Gems. See, I feel bad because we're getting all these gems from you guys, and there's no, there's nothing coming back. It's just
it's all good.
We're just trying to throwing jokes that way.
Oh, good.
We'll take it.
Sponge it up.
Yeah, man, that's dope. I really appreciate that. Especially because we kind of have this crew. We get together. We do, from the beginning of 3BL, we did a lot of sample based challenges. You know what I mean? And then as I think we got a little bit more educated and started learning more about sync. That's kind of like a no, or it's we don't want to get like kind of just too sample heavy because of the nature of what you just said. One stop and easy, clear, right? We don't want to be submitting music that has samples in it, stuff like that. So it's funny because we have all of the structures of songs and stuff like that. And what I've been going back and doing, especially over the holiday break, is just taking these tracks, dumping the sample, and then trying to recreate, get some of that vibe, just so I have some templates to work off of.
And that's really important too. I'm really glad that you said that, because when it comes to either like a music supervisor who's requesting music, they'll say, hey, we need something in the realm of this. And you might get like some samples of like some tracks, make something like this. But also when you're in the lab and you're making music, start there. I want to make something like this. If you're the person who's making the music and making the beats, study, be a student, take it in, glean, and get to the vibe. If you're an MC or whatnot, start with a song. Say, hey, producer, I need something like this. I need this vibe. We're not biting. We're not copying, pasting.
Right.
It's going with the vibe. It is all about the vibe. And that way, you're already 20 steps ahead, and you're getting to what people already want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last thing I want to say is deconstruction. You gotta learn how to make a song and then fillet that fish, because that's what the music supervisor. You think you're gonna get that placement because you did a hot verse. Really, it's the bass line. It's like, bro, I gotta have that bass line in this fight scene, and the instrumental gets picked up, and your vocals are nowhere on it, you know. But you're still getting your share of it because you're part of the production team. But you know, you want to have at least 3 to 5 wow moments in every, and the songs can be a minute and a half, 2 minutes. They don't even have to be long 3-4 minute songs, but in that space of time that is the song, you need to have 3 to 5 wow moments.
That's great, man.
Wow.
That's great.
Okay.
More gems. So we hit an hour here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a part 2 and 3. A recap.
Seriously.
Starting off the year with a bang. But y'all don't know me over here. They call me Coach Q. You talking about wow moments. I'll give you a couple wow moments here and there.
But not like Patrick Mahomes.
But not like
He's
Patrick
the best
Mahomes.
big time player.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
we've gotten. We
you want to talk about the king of
a number of different
segues?
ways.
I am the king of segues.
King of segues.
On this podcast.
Now we're seeing the steadiness.
I'm not co-signing Unc's madness over here, but there's a point to this. Hold on, it gets better
on this football field, and he's showing it every week.
Just wait.
That's why the Buffalo Bills are sitting home. They knew Patrick Mahomes keeps sending us home. They can sing that rhyme. Patrick Mahomes keeps sending us home because that's the reality.
Sample challenge.
Why?
Sending us home. Patrick Mahomes keeps sending us home. Okay, that's a rhyme right there. I like it.
All right, I'm done. I got to get out of here.
No,
don't go Bills. I love y'all.
That's
the sample challenge, and I knew we was gonna go into that. I'm gonna let y'all vent. I just had to get in there before y'all started.
Omega.
That was Coach Q's little jab, little commentary segue.
Omega, are you a Panthers fan?
Yeah, that was my first job, man, selling pretzels at the Panther Stadium.
That's what's up.
The good ones.
The big pretzels with the kosher salt on it and all that. I'm sorry. Man. Yeah, I'm sorry. It takes me back. With my little pretzel stand,
man,
selling pretzels and lemonade. That was my first job,
them
man.
Joints is hitting, man. They be hitting.
Yeah, with the little mustard on the side. Yeah,
oh man,
right.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah,
that's
we're
big man talk.
It's a Bills house over here. That's why
we're a little sad. I mean, it's
not really, but yeah.
What you mean? Okay, I forgot.
Another host who's not with us today. He couldn't be here, but he is the ultimate Bills hater. So usually at the end of every episode, there's like at least a section where he's laughing at us from.
He hasn't said nothing in the chat.
He hasn't said nothing. I hope he's okay.
He's probably asleep, laughing right now.
He's sleep laughing.
Wow.
Just sleeping with a smile. Oh man, but all right, we're to cut it here. Thanks so much, Omega Sparx.
Yes,
you guys are welcome.
Wait, that's it. There's no more Bills.
We
talk?
can't.
No,
I got too much pain.
Getting out of here, bro.
My heart is just a rock right now.
He is quiet, bro.
Yeah,
P, I know you want to get
I
at
got
me
this
right now.
blood pressure machine, bro. So anytime you check your.
It's always next year.
Yeah.
Don't
Omega Swats. We gotta have you guys back, especially
Yes.
if you got something going on, any release, any new launch of any project you guys are working on. Feel free.
Thank you.
Open door policy for all the guests that come on 3BL. Come back on, talk about some projects, drop some more gems. We could just come on and just talk more about voice acting or anything really. Or if you sometimes we challenge ourselves to create new music and share it the following week. So if you have an idea, you want to create music over a span of 6 business days, then let us know what that challenge is, and then we'll make it part of the show, and then we'll jump on and just share tracks, even if it's just drafts and demos and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
Love it.
All right.
Love it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for dropping by, and good luck with everything, man.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thank y'all so much.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.